Ever dreamt of a Star Wars and XCOM mashup that doesn't involve a galaxy of mods? Well, then you're in for a treat, as I haven't been this excited about a Star Wars game in ages. But recently, at a Star Wars celebration, something truly special was announced: Star Wars Zero Company. And yeah, this game is boldly tackling a whole new genre. So let's see what it's all about, and if you end up enjoying content like this and want more strategy game news, perhaps consider subscribing to find more games to get lost in. But on with the video. So Zero Company is a single player turn-based tactics game set during the Clone Wars, but instead of rehashing old plots, it tells a new story with original characters. I think this is a good decision, as you're in the backdrop of two kinda evenly matched forces here, the Republic and the Separatists. So tons of places, planets, characters, and storylines to pull from. You get to play as Hawks, a former Republic officer who forms a Black Ops squad with the same name as my social life, Zero Company, to deal with the threats the Republic either missed or ignored. It sounds interesting, but it doesn't seem to be following the usual Star Wars direction. Here it looks to be gritty, a bit more grounded, and very much full of clones, droids, and Mandalorians. And yeah, definitely a Jedi or two. Gameplay wise, it's a top-down XCOM style tactics game with squad movement, cover systems, and that sweet permadeath tension we've all been craving. Like yeah, your custom built sniper can just get absolutely blasted by a misstep, but is it all just a glorified XCOM 2 mod? As yeah, I think XCOM has created such a high standard, it's going to be really hard to beat. And you know what they say about XCOM?
XCOM give it to you, he gon' give it to you. XCOM give it to you, he gon' give it to you.
Well, like XCOM 2, between missions, you're not just going to be clicking next. You're going to be running your base of operations, a customizable command center where you get to manage upgrades, unlock new tech, and plan your next strike. It's called the Den, and it's located in the Ring of Kafrene, which first came about in the movie, I think, Rogue One. But to be honest, this is one of my favorite features that came from the likes of XCOM. I love just catching my breath at my base, either customizing my squad or just doing crazy cool science upgrades. And speaking of your squad, good news is that they'll all be fully customizable. You'll get to pick their weapons, armor, abilities, and even how they interact in the field. Even Hawks, your leader, can be fully customized, even down to your race and species, which is pretty crazy. But besides your leader, you've also got quite a badass crew here. You've got Trick, who's this clone trooper who looks like he's seen some stuff going on. You've got Luco Bronk, who's the sniper of the group who defended his town of Umbra during the Republic invasion, and those two don't really see eye to eye. Then you've got Clyde the Mandalorian, who's one of the last surviving members from the ancient clan Verminoth. And then finally, you've got a Padawan called Telia Treya. So yeah, we've got a Jedi. Really cool. But it's not like, is this all you have? No, well, besides these folks, you'll be able to recruit and train completely customizable and different characters if you want to. The choice is up to you. Also, during that presentation, the panel also revealed that you'll have your team's ship, which will be piloted by a droid called M3VO, aka Mevo, who apparently will have a unique personality. But yes, you will be able to control a ship called the Kai Sin, which the devs also want to give it its own personality and want it to fit nicely in the Star Wars universe. Where will your ship go? Well, you'll also get to explore this massive map, hopping from planet to planet, and it's looking like some truly special locations are going to be included, resulting in some awesome tactical missions. BitReactor even says your decisions will influence these character arcs and mission outcomes. I mean, for example, the two characters called Trick and Luco might often butt heads, but if you keep forcing them to work together, their bond might deepen and unlock better combat synergy and story outcomes. So yeah, it's tactical but also emotional. It's basically like an XCOM game but with more family vibes than a Vin Diesel movie. And yeah, to be honest, the gameplay just from this trailer, it's looking slick, it's looking fluid. You can tell that they're going for an easy use of the UI there. I'm guessing maybe more for the console players, but I cannot wait to see more. But what the devs also announced is that Zero Company really wants to focus on the tone. This isn't just some heroic fanfare. It's more Andor than Skywalker Saga, if that makes sense. And honestly, I loved Andor, so I'm all down for this game. From the look of things, it's not like you're going to try and save the galaxy here, you're just trying to get by. So like I said, Zero Company will be developed by BitReactor, a group of veterans from Firaxis Games, and they'll be in collaboration with with Respawn Entertainment and Lucasfilm Games. So yeah, the people behind Bit Reactor know tactics through and through. I mean, these are the people behind XCOM Enemy Unknown, XCOM 2, Civ 3, and Civilization 4. But then you've got Respawn on the other side, and they're behind the Star Wars Jedi franchise, you know, Fallen Order and Survivor. So yeah, they'll be running the story side of things while Bit Reactor covers the gameplay. Also worth noting here is that the game is not full of legacy characters. This is a new cast telling their own story. That means the devs aren't bound by canon. If someone dies, they die. If you fail a mission, you're gonna feel it. Every choice matters, and this is something I love in strategy games like this. Permadeath feature, there's nothing better. I mean, I still remember some of my favorite characters dying in XCOM 2 vividly. And yeah, you can't just reload a saved game. Come on, you gotta get that immersion going. But that doesn't mean the canon is gone completely. You're gonna visit places you might recognize, like Mapuzo from the show Obi-Wan Kenobi, Seralonis from the Bad Batch, Vandor from Solo, and other places too. So yeah, it's not looking like a total fan service here, but carefully chosen environments that reflect the tone of the story. Soundtrack wise, it's gonna have Gordy Harb, the award-winning composer from the Jedi series. Again, I love a good soundtrack in a game like this. However, the biggest downside I'd say is that it's going to be published by, yeah, you guessed it, Electronic Arts. Not ideal, so I'm hoping they don't get too involved here, which then leads me on to the most crucial detail: release date when. Star Wars Zero Company is set to drop sometime in 2026, which kinda sucks. I guess they're also worried about that massive GTA 6 release, who knows, but it's coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. No Switch 2 version yet, but we can hope. If you're into tactical games, permadeath, character-driven storytelling, or you just want a Star Wars game where covering fire actually means something, this is definitely one to add to your wishlist. Star Wars Zero Company isn't trying to be the flashiest Star Wars game, it's trying to be the most grounded. And if Bit Reactor can stick the landing, we're looking at a game that feels as emotionally rich as Andor, but as mechanically sharp as XCOM 2. But what do you think? Are you excited for the game or worried about that influence EA can have? Let me know in the comments, and maybe subscribe to not miss out on more strategy games like this. But other than that, it's Marco here from Easily Distracted Games, and as always, don't stop gaming.